Start recording. All right, recording's back going, and now it's on one with at least 5 terabytes of storage left.
All right.
You know what we missed?
Oh, I was wrong. It's not. Oh yeah, it is. 5.6 terabytes of storage left. Okay, that's good.
Okay. Do you know how much? What we missed, so I know what to cover.
Let me go back in real quick. Let's see what we got. Is this it? No, wait, that's what's being recorded now. Let me see what the last thing that was. Okay, so it cut off right before meeting Marcus and talking about the Thin Bloods. So actually, it's only about 5 to 10 minutes.
All right. Cool.
The only reason I noticed is because it's the little dot was no longer red.
Right. All right. So the prince. I'll just sort of go over the scene again. The prince says, "I suppose you're wondering why you're all here."
Yes.
And Elijah pipes up and says, "It's actually more of my request. We've been having some trouble when it comes to the upkeep of our city. As in, a gang of Thin Bloods has started harassing local Camarilla members and causing trouble to various mortals. And a few nights ago, they took someone from me." And he slides an image across the desk. "Irene Lennox. She is my ghoul, and this is obviously a ploy to either harass the Camarilla itself, or it is a personal attack. I would like for you to go out and find these Thin Bloods and dispense what justice awaits them, or bring them in for justice by the sheriff."
Ophelia looks at the picture and is like, "Define justice."
The Thin Bloods have been... He's struggling to find the words. The Thin Bloods have become too much of a nuisance in order for their behavior to go unchecked. They do not belong to any clan. They are aimless. They seek destruction. And they upset the balance between mortals and kindred, and threatens the masquerade as a whole. By justice, you will... The prince interrupts. "You will put them in their place, by whatever means necessary. Bring them in or dispose of them yourself. But the main thing is, you need to bring Irene Lennox back to Camarilla by any means necessary.
Alright.
Her safety and the safety of the Camarilla as a whole hang in the balance."
And why are you asking us to do it?
I gotta agree with that. I gotta agree with that one. More specifically, I can understand everybody else. But why me? Other than he looks over at Kaz. Obvious reasons.
Because, determined by your skill set, and because of your newness to Camarilla, think of this as a test for further challenges ahead.
Fair enough. Any leads? Ideas? Hunches? Tingly feelings in the old belly?
Where did you lose her?
Give me a moment because trying to think of I'm just gonna choose.
By the way, I looked up, I was looking up things on like YouTube, earlier today, and it was like how to play a Bruja in Vampire the Masquerade, and it was just like it's just like if there's any sort of authority, you don't agree with it, and I was like, yeah, that checks out. So. Excuse me. I remember right though.
I'm looking for a map.
I'm trying to think because I'm looking at the thing right now. If I remember right, Thin Bloods take damage from like mortals, but they heal like vampires. Yeah.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to decide on a location. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. I'm looking up Thin Bloods right now in the thing. Like, all right, what do they got?
She was lost somewhere in Mid City.
Mad City. Damn.
We believe that she might have been taken to somewhere in sorry, I'm trying to figure out locations. We think she was taken somewhere in uh somewhere in the West End.
Hmm.
That may be subject to change as I am trying to figure out sort of an industrial neighborhood.
Fair enough. What are we looking at on time frame for this?
As soon as you can.
You got
Of course, you will need to conduct your research thoroughly and carefully and formulate a plan.
You got cell service down here?
Roll me a d10.
D10. 9.
There is service down here.
She snaps a picture of the photo, and let's see, who would she? And she sends it to two people. She's like, I have a couple people who might be able to help our search it, if not a little bit.
Oh? And who are they?
One, Madam Whisper, is a pimp. The other one is a pain in my ass. And she hits send.
Immediately after you send the photo, you get a ping back from someone. Do you check it now?
And she checks it right away.
You see a message. So you finally message back, Shah. Still interested in the tattoo?
And she's like, not now, Xavier. I sent you a picture. Need to know if you or any of your people have seen her around. It's gone missing. Send.
Give me a moment. He replies and says, I may know something.
And she,
Come to me when you're free, and I'll sit you down and we can talk about it.
she sends back. And she sends back, thanks. Need me to pick up a canvas for you?
If you could, I would appreciate it.
And she puts her phone in her pocket and she's like, might have a lead.
That was very fast. The prince sort of smiles and says, we could definitely use an asset like you in the Camarilla.
Again, I'm not.
The offer still stands.
If I ever change my mind, I'll let you know. But for now, as long as you're not getting in my way or causing me trouble, I have no issues assisting you every now and then.
Very well. I think we can come to an agreement on that.
She gives the nod.
Are the rest of you in agreement? Do you accept this task?
Oh, they unmuted. Ooh.
Yeah. Marcus chimes up and he's like, I'll help. Do you have an idea, a name of who may have done this? Some kind of idea.
We are unsure of the name of the gang, but we do know it's someone who's been popping up for quite a while. They call themselves the Half Moons.
Would I have overheard anything when I would be like passing by Frank's deli?
No.
Would I have heard of the Half Moons in any form of way?
I will say, based on the previous role that you made, you would have heard the name and perhaps seen a smidge of their sort of symbol, but you would not know much else.
I'll take it. Huh. I've seen a couple of those guys around Bourbon Street. Edgy motherfuckers.
Then there is no time to waste. The prince sort of claps his hands together and says, "You may spend the rest of the evening as you like. If you wish to, remain here at the in Elysium and drink your fill before you head out, we have a variety of taps available, as well as a few willing donors."
Ophelia stands up and is like, if it's nothing to you, I'm gonna get started looking for this girl. I'm not a I have a reputation to uphold, and plus as much as my reputation upholds around Bourbon Street, I'd still like to be back around there to make sure nothing has gone wrong.
Of
Did we
course.
exchange phone numbers or something before we leave?
I will say do that of your own accord. But please be mindful, and I hope you have the correct security measures.
Thank you.
And she gives a nod, stands up, looks to the prince, and for this time she holds out her hand and is like, "We may not agree on everything, but I can at least see that you're better than the Camarilla in Italy."
You have been to the Italian Camarilla.
My sire was part of it.
I understand. Well, I am glad to be part of your experience in this case. And he stands and shakes your hand again, but his grip is a little bit tighter than it was before.
She nods, looks at the sheriff, and is like, and is like, I'm gonna keep doing my thing, so you can keep the rest of the city safe. If I need your help, you know where to find. If I need your help, I'll find you.
Casimir nods, and you can see that he's fidgeting with a pocket watch, not clicking it, but spinning it in his hands over and over. He seems a little bit calmer, more focused.
All right. And Ophelia's gonna head out.
All right, what do the rest of you do?
I'm gonna leave too. I figure Jade probably hasn't had dinner yet, so I want to get her some food.
She follows you. Where are we going? Are we following that one lady?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to her bar. You got some pretty good options over there. I'm gonna get you something nice.
You know I can hear you,
Oh,
right?
And, yes,
Oh.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
She turns around and is like, she looks at Marcus like, "Oh, it's you."
Yeah, I'm just coming, being a good patron. I won't cause any trouble.
Good. She lights a cigarette and is like, "Ah, all right." And she pulls out her phone and puts a real call and is like, "Hey Tony, whew, how are things looking over there?"
We're doing pretty good over here. Still pretty slow over here. Why? Did something come up?
Nah, just checking. Just checking in. Cause I remember last time that I left you unsupervised. You managed to spill 3 cases of Modelo.
Hey, that was one time, and it wasn't as bad as the time that that Anthony spilled a whole fucking bottle of ranch.
Fair enough. The patrons wouldn't stop talking about the ranch dimension for months.
Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, do you need something else, or do you just need me to keep covering you?
Hang on a sec. And she sends him a picture like, whew. I got a message from a friend of mine. If you see this girl around, let me know ASAP. It's not a big priority, but just keep your eye out.
What a looker!
She's missing at the moment, so not on the top of our priorities list right now, but keep an eye out for her.
Oh shit. Okay. Should I? I know you hate them, but should I talk to the guys who patrol the route?
No. No. Don't even bother with them. You know, they barely fucking listen.
All right. Well, I guess you'll see you around. Josh is talking to me. I gotta go help out with something.
Yeah.
So,
No,
good luck.
no worries.
And he hangs up.
And she hangs it back and she puts it in her pocket and she's like, she looks back to Marcus like, I gotta make a pit stop. You wanna join?
Yeah, I'll follow along with you.
Hey girly,
And
you like tattoos?
Me?
Yeah.
I have a couple, but I haven't thought about getting any in a while.
Wonderful. And Ophelia starts walking.
Jade
Marcus
looks at you,
leaves.
Marcus.
You look nice with some more tattoos. And he hooks her by the waist and pulls her in close.
Oh, she kind of flusters a little bit. Well, why don't you choose one for me?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
If it were only in New York, I would whip out. Fair. They did a good job with Spider-Man PlayStation. They did do a good job with that, Victoria.
Yeah. All right. So, I think the only two left in the room are Anatole and Victoria.
Yeah. Well, she'd probably look to Leon to see what he wanted, but also she's got a hunger point, so
Just one hunger point?
I think
Good
just one.
question.
Yeah. Yes?
In the chat,
Oh, can
sorry,
undead get
I had a moment where, yeah, can an undead get tattoos?
Nah, you'll see.
Moment where I
Body
went to
regenerates
message
every
You
night,
and my
see.
and
You'll see.
it like
You will
replaces
see.
all your
For
stuff.
reference, Ophelia does have
You will
tattoos.
see.
Hmm.
You'll see. You'll see.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
The answer is no. You will revert back to your death state unless you get a specific tattoo from someone very specific.
Is it X?
Is it who?
Is it X?
It might be. Anyways, Anatole, Victoria, what are you doing? I have not heard from Anatole yet.
I think Vicky was going first.
Oh yeah. Well, that depends on what Leanne wants to do. 'Cause
Oh,
she's still
Leanne kind of like looks to you and said, well, he kind of like sort of like nods and just sort of like leaves the room with you and just says, well, that was,
Since he was in the room, by the way.
what?
She would curtsy to the prince before she left the room.
Cool. Leon kind of turns to you as you're walking back to the main room and is like, well, that really went well. I guess that means you're an honorary member of Clan Gangrel.
I suppose, yeah, a lot better than we expected it to.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you have any questions?
I'm like really confused as to what's going on, but it's fine. I'm sure I'll work it out.
Well, we, technically you, have, I guess, been assigned a search force by the prince. I mean, you don't have to do much, and I'm always gonna be like, I'm always gonna like be here to like help you out. Maybe not like physically all the time, but I can at least like give you tips and tricks and stuff like that. But I guess this is sort of it's kind of like an induction ceremony. Like I had to do something when I joined the Camarilla. It's just like an act of service, you know, like to for the Camarilla to see what you're good at, basically. I guess like an entrance exam.
I've always been super good at exams, so I'm sure it'll be great.
Well, this isn't a pen and paper test, hon. This is more like what can you do? What can you provide to the Camarilla? You can sort of like take a bit of a back seat, but like I'll still be here to sort of help you out and figure stuff out.
I feel like they really should have gotten their numbers before they left, but
Logically, they're
Well-
probably not that far.
Yeah, you're all sort of like in different points of the hallway.
okay. I'll probably rush forward to those two then.
All
if
right,
they're
go
not
ahead.
there.
Yeah.
Wait, aren't we supposed to be doing something together? Ophelia, right? Can I get your number?
Ah! Ophelia is startled because you just walked up behind her and she blinks backwards.
Damn. Girl, you good?
Roll me.
Is it the rouse check? Yeah.
Give me a second. Dex and athletics, yes.
Alright. Difficulty?
1.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So you are startled, but you manage to sort of blink a few feet away. Victoria, it seems that Ophelia is facing away from you right in front of you, and then she's about 2 yards away facing you. In the blink of an eye.
Girl, are you okay?
Don't do that. What do you need? And she
Don't-
walks forward.
What?
She walks back to Victoria. Don't do that. Just be happy.
Talk to you?
No, don't sneak up behind me. Just be happy. Just be happy I moved away. What's up?
I didn't sneak. I'm wearing high heels. You can hear me.
What do you want?
Anyways, I wanted your number because we're supposed to be doing something together, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll give it to you later unless you want to come with me. I got stuff to do. You're free to follow me if you want.
I guess I'll come with you then. He looks questioningly at Leon.
Leon kind of gives a shrug and also like motions for you to like go ahead.
All right.
Is your
See you
friend
later.
coming? Is your friend coming?
No, I can find something.
I he sort of waves and then he like jogs up to Ophelia, not Ophelia. He jogs up to Victoria and says, I gotta talk about some other things with Niall, but I'll call you later, check in, see how you're doing. Sound good?
Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. All right, I'll see you later. And he heads back to the main ballroom.
Should we wait for that
Anatole.
short wait?
Anatole, you're up.
Panic.
Yeah.
Anatole is zoned out again, and by the time he kind of snaps out of it, everybody's already left the room. So he kind of looks back to Casimir, standing somewhere near him, probably.
Casimir is in front of him, sort of arms crossed, tapping his foot impatiently. Just sort of like looming down at him.
And the meeting is over?
Yes, but you still have a job to do.
Everybody was going to do their own thing. I thought it was like a whole... Am I supposed to go with them?
Yes.
Listen.
That is the point of this meeting. It is
But the
seeing
point
how
of
you
the
work
meeting was who had
together.
the meeting.
He sort of face palms. He says, the point of the meeting was to give you the assignment and form a plan to work together. The others seem to have that assignment under wraps.
Well, then
you
clearly I'm in
hear-
good hands.
Did you hear a word that the prince said?
I'm sure they'll catch me up.
Go after them. At the very least, have your driver escort them around.
I think we'll be walking. Anatole will stand up from where he was kind of sat on like the edge of a chair, brushes himself off a little bit, and then kind of hands Casimir the kind of the bow tie that he was supposed to be wearing this evening. Like, you can keep it. The pelty is over.
Fine. He sort of hisses through gritted teeth. Just storms out. I expect you to return home tonight. And he shuts the door.
He's going to be so disappointed. And he's going to walk off to meet the rest of them.
Lovely. So Anatole, you approach the rest of the group with Marcus, Ophelia, Jade, Victoria.
So are we doing
Jade.
numbers or...
I've got to meet up with someone first. Like I told everyone else, you're free to follow. You're free to follow me, because I've got a possible lead.
Okay. If we're headed somewhere, let's go then.
Yep. Anybody need a smoke? She holds up her pack of cigarettes.
I'll take one.
She passes one back.
Alright, so you all head back out into Elysium proper. Do you do anything else before you leave, or are you all heading out?
Victoria grabs her jacket.
Lovely.
And Anatole's gonna swing by the bar, fill up half a glass of wine, chug it, and then leave.
Cool.
She's hungry. She should eat something.
Wait, what'd you say?
She's hungry. She should eat something. Is one hunger check fine? She's probably fine.
One hunger is the default unless you drain someone dry, killing them. But when you reach 0 hunger that way, you also gain a stain on your humanity. And you would have to
Yes.
roll what's called a remorse check.
She's probably fine then. Okay, yeah. Just grabs her jacket.
I
That's all.
will say that having one hunger, it is manageable, but not pleasant. It is like there is something gnawing at your guts. Just perceptible enough to be uncomfortable. just persistent, always at the back of your mind. It's easy to ignore, but for some, they can't take it once the hunger reaches too much. Then they enter what's called a frenzy, and they can only be quelled by draining someone.
But she's dead right now. So
Yes,
she's okay.
you are all good right now. Anatole, you were at 2 hunger, correct?
Mhm.
I will
Weird.
say that because you have had 2 glasses of blood, you have reached the requirement to slake 1 hunger, so you are back down to 1.
Nice.
Where is everyone else at?
I'm sitting at 1.
Marcus is already cool. All right, so you all head out from Elysium, back up the stairs, escorted out, back into the Nine Lives wine bar, and eventually you all head back out onto the street. Ophelia, you are leading the way.
Yep. Just walking. Completely ignoring the vehicle.
I will say it is a short distance away, like a block or 2.
Yeah, it's very short. So she just walks and is like, and she finishes her cigarette and crumples it in her hands. And before they get there, she turns around and is like, whew, all right, before we do anything else, I need to know what can the rest of you do? We need clan, I suppose.
I'm Malkavian, but it's, I do whatever.
I didn't say what you do, I meant in the fact of what can you do?
It's a good question. I'm good at painting. I'm generally okay at talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
I find really cheap flights very easily.
Huh. Marcus, I already know what you are. Hell, the kindred all the way in fucking Rome couldn't tell what you are.
I wink.
Ugh.
For some reason, there's a little twinkle by my eye.
And she's just not impressed. She looks at Victoria and is like, I have a different question for you. When were you embraced? Because you seem to stick out like a sore thumb.
Sorry, what was that again?
When were you embraced?
Yeah,
Like,
when were you bit?
I
You
was
know?
dead.
Thanks.
God.
Somebody get your throat.
That's such a good story. It was like a week ago.
She puts her hand over her
in New
mouth. Oh,
York.
she puts her hand over Victoria's mouth like, I'm sorry, are you telling me that you're fresh?
I guess. Yeah.
Fuck me.
Is that like bad?
She just turns, pulls out a cigar, bites off the end, and lights it. Whew. All right, let's keep going.
At this point,
Alright.
Anatole has disrobed most of his suit and is smoking the cigarette that was given to him. He looks entirely different now that he's not in the bar. Cool.
All right. You travel through Bourbon Street, weaving through your way of crowds, just following Ophelia, and you come to an alleyway sort of a side street off of Bourbon Street with a few kitschy shops. And there's one shop with bright lights. Roll me wits awareness so you can get a read on this shop, all of you.
Including me?
Yes.
Alright.
Well, no. Whoever has been here before, you do not have to roll.
Oh, okay.
So I would say Anatole and Victoria. Maybe Marcus. I'm not entirely sure if he's been there before.
I'm
what's
gonna
the
say
difficulty?
so for me, now that I'm home, I actually get my fucking thing to work.
Yay! What's the difficulty?
I'll say 2.
Yes. Not as good as Duncan, though. Success. Both of us.
Also a success. Barely.
As long as you have 1 success, you are good.
Getting my character up.
So-
You should roll.
Anatole. Yes. So Anatole and Victoria, you see this shop, and the sign is a very stylistic Ouroboros. It is written in a Gothic font. The Dragon's Den. Tattoo and piercing. There is an
What was the
open sign.
difficulty?
2.
Ooh, 1 success.
One success.
That is a bestial failure as well,
Oh, fuck.
which means your compulsion, Marcus, activates. You notice the Gothic artwork on the sign, and you immediately start reminiscing and gushing about all of the benefits of Gothic artwork. You are obsessed with it. You are going over every single detail in a fine-tooth comb. You are looking through the windows. You are looking for any similarity. You are utterly obsessed.
Oh, just look at this. Oh, you can tell that this was straight inspired from ancient Rome. And look at this. And he's going on a whole tangent of everything that he knows.
Ophelia is... Oh, God, not another one. This is why I don't hang around with these types. Alright, everybody inside.
Yeah.
I got people to talk to, and Jade, you've got some new ink to get. Unless...
Oh, really? Okay.
Unless the
sure.
rest of you
And
also
she-
want some.
She follows you inside. The storefront is very bright. There are separate stalls sort of lit. There are various artists working. There's one sort of larger chair in the back that is a little bit nicer than the rest. And a bit sort of secluded. It is sort of gothic and sort of very, very fashionable. You see there's a couple of large figures standing towards the back, sort of looking over everything. They're very beefy, they're dressed very they're dressed in suits that are tailor-made, but their muscles still bulge out of them. They are tattooed head to foot. And you also see a very sort of petite, pale to the point of luminescence young woman with white feathery hair, sort of looking at you all with curiosity, with bright green eyes.
Yo. I'm here to see Pretty Boy.
The girl jumps off of the stool, she jumps off of the chair and she disappears into the back.
Pretty boy, who's pretty boy?
My pain in my fucking ass.
Speaking of Pretty Boy, you see, you see, a young man, a young African American man comes out, and he is absolutely stunning. He has half blonde dreads and deep red eyes, high cheekbones, multiple piercings, just sort of looks at you all. He smiles, especially at, he smiles at Ophelia and sort of opens up his arms and says, "Welcome back, sure."
Does he walk closer to her?
He does.
She like as he's like close, she like he's got like a massive fucking like Bowie knife to his throat, and he's like, "What did I say about the hugs?"
He like holds up his hands and said, all right. I get the picture.
And she spins her blade, puts it back, and is like, "But I brought you a canvas. Jave, meet Xavier. You can work on her while you tell me what you know."
Yes. But let me see what else I can do. And he looks around at all of you. Does anyone want to give me sort of a wits and insight roll to see if you can, does anyone want to give me a wits and insight roll to see if you can get a read on him?
I'll do
Yeah, well.
it.
I'm not gonna lie, I just love the fact that she calls him Pretty Boy, not because she actually thinks he's attractive, but because he is just so egregiously like, "Oh, I'm beautiful."
Oh, is this for
Mhm.
motive specifically?
Is this
Just to
for
get
what?
a vibe read?
Just to get a
'Cause
vibe and
I
see.
specialize in vibe reads.
Nice.
Yes, you may do. Yes, you may do a vibe check.
Yay!
He's a vibe check.
And what's the difficulty?
I'll say 2.
Okay.
Ooh. That is okay. All right. For Victoria and Marcus, you immediately get an off vibe. You don't know exactly what he is or what clan he's from, but he is definitely kindred. And the way that he's eyeing you up and down right now, it is clear that he is sizing you up like a billionaire sizes up a company deal or like a good deal. He looks very, very greedy. And Anatole, you immediately clock this. You know exactly what he is. You remember the stylized Ouroboros on the sign outside. This is a Samishi. Someone who is skilled in flesh crafting.
Anatole's face is immediately gonna brighten up. Never met one of these motherfuckers before, but so desperately has wanted to. Is gonna offer out a hand to shake. It's like, Anatole, It's my pleasure.
He takes your hand and he sort of kisses it, and well, no, he takes your hand and brings you in, and he does the bisou, a kiss on each cheek, and says, "Welcome to my humble abode. What can I do for you, Sha?"
We're investigating a missing woman at the moment. But after we're done with the missing woman, we have many things we could talk about.
Yes. This lovely lady has, she has told me a little bit and shown me an image of what she is, of the charge you are looking for. We can cover that in a bit, but I hear you have a canvas you promised me. And he turns to Ophelia.
And she looks at Jade and is like, Xavier, Jade, this, if she agrees, she seemed quite excited about it, will be your canvas tonight.
Marcus, how do you feel about this? As Jade goes over to greet Xavier, who also pulls her in for a bisou.
Ooh.
You saw the
Marcus
greedy
feels
and covetous look in his eye.
there's a twinge of jealousy shoot through Marcus at this moment.
Roll me composure and resolve.
Sorry.
Composure and resolve. Difficulty?
2. Unfortunately, that is not enough. You feel that pang of jealousy, and you step forward and stand in front of Jade.
I believe
You
we
have
met.
to speak up about this.
Oh, wait. I can use one of my abilities.
What are you doing?
I know I have one that gives me. I gotta remember which one. I can. Is it finesse? I think it's not finesse. I was just looking them over. I know one of my discipline abilities. I can add an extra dice to my
Is it
pool when it
Daunt?
comes. It might be Daunt.
If you're trying to intimidate, cause awe is add persistence rating to any skill involving persuasion, performance, or charisma, or daunt, which is add presence rating to any intimidation rolls. Awe and daunt cannot be used at the same time. So you rolled composure and resolve, so that does not fall under awe.
Why don't we play out the scene as you step forward in front of Jade and you feel you have to speak up about this?
Okay. Could you pull me into the scene one more time? I lost myself.
Yeah,
Here, I got you by the nipples.
Yes, so Xavier, with a covetous and greedy look in his eye, has just offered his hand to Jade and pulled her forward, or let her come forward and given her a bisou, a traditional kiss on both cheeks, and still has a covetous and greedy look in his eye as if she is something to own.
Okay. As Marcus steps in between, he looks at X and he goes, I see you are one that remarks and then he peeks over his shoulder to look at her. Fine beauty.
Yes? Is
Do be
there a
aware.
problem?
Do be aware that she is spoken for.
Oh no, I would not take your your precious gem away from you. But
She is my
she will
crown jewel.
still. But she will still carry some of my property with her. And he sort of reaches behind a counter and pulls out a large sort of stack of work and allows Jade to flip through it. You see, I do not wish to take her away from you, but she will still be mine in a sense. My canvas, my 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 work of art.
Oh, brother.
You see he's like trying to resolve himself and get this sense out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he just goes, just be careful with my crown jewel.
I would not dream of hurting such a beauty. And he smiles and he goes back over to Jade and allows her to continue to flip through, even makes a few suggestions. And she eventually settles on sort of a sweeping, sort of almost crystal-like design of uh, of a peony. And he takes the stencil and he puts it on her exposed shoulder.
Philia,
What are the rest of you doing?
Philia, kind of taps Marcus on the shoulder and like kind of does one of those things where you like tilt your head in a certain direction, like come with me real quick.
Marcus will follow, knowing that he doesn't have much of an option.
So they walk to a corner and she's like, believe me, I'm not as, believe me, if I could avoid talking to him, I would. But if anyone is gonna know people, it's gonna be him. And my other contact hasn't gotten back to me yet about it.
I understand.
And she kind of gives him like a light slap on the cheek, like, chin up. It's not like he's trying to steal it. It's not like he's trying to steal it for you. He's just weird.
That is quite obvious.
But as weird as he is, I can trust him. And she looks Marcus dead in the eye when she says this, like as a I can trust him. When he says he won't hurt her, he means it.
I'm putting my faith in you for your faith in him.
Keep your faith, keep your faith in me, and people get hurt. Just have faith in yourself, and believe people when they tell you to trust them. Besides, I gain nothing from trying to give this. She gestures to him. One, anything. I ask him for information, I bring him a canvas. Simple as that.
Ooh, I love him.
Simple.
Not everything has to be overly complex. Not everything has to be overly complex like Utoriadors like it to be. Some things are simple to the point.
If I still was able to drink or eat anything, I would be taking a shot of vodka by now.
Believe
And
me,
he goes to sit down just to and wait for Jade to finish.
Ophelia's gonna follow
Lovely.
Xavier so she can talk to him while he works.
Yes. So he takes he takes Jade over to his chair and he starts working, and it is very he is very uh he's very quick. Jade kind of braces herself for pain, but she kind of blinks and looks back at her shoulder. Am I did you already put numbing gel on me? She and Xavier just chuckles and gives her a wink. I am known to have gentle fingers. And he continues working, and he creates a beautiful gem-like abstraction of a peony flower on her shoulder, covering her whole deltoid muscle and sort of spilling out onto her shoulder blade. And while he works, he turns to Ophelia and says, I did see the young lady that you sent the picture of a few nights ago. She seemed very beaten down. Uh, in fact, I did see that she was not alone. A few unsavory characters were milling about, and I can assume that the leader of this group, he took her in and demanded that he put a half-moon symbol on her wrist. He offered to pay an exorbitant amount, but I refused. I do not take such callous requests. They were eventually frustrated, and they left.
Any direction that you possibly saw him go? Any mention of where they might be headed?
No mention. They were talking about, say, headquarters. But as for a location, I am not sure.
Fair enough.
I will say that the young man who brought in the young woman, when he was shouting, I saw that he had a pair of chrome fangs. Obviously cheaply done, not my own word.
Hang on. What kind of fangs again? I didn't hear.
Chrome.
Chrome. So they found somebody of their own who can do that kind of shit.
Yes. They looked very cheap, almost costume-like, but had somehow been welded on or glued. I am not sure, but they did not fall out while I was refusing service. Even though I half expected them to. I could see a chip on one.
Chip on one. Do you know of any other, people who do what you do?
No. I do not.
If they have their own guy, why did they have to come to you?
Mm, they all had similar ones. They all had similar marks on various parts of their bodies, either on a jacket, some on their wrists, some on their hands. Uh, it was honestly a very ragtag job. They obviously tried to, I suppose, um, split up their work where they frequent.
Hmm. I see. And Ophelia like taps her chin and she's like, anything else that you might have heard? Any other clues?
Hmm, just the bit about the headquarters and the symbol.
Yeah. Alright.
They tried to act all big and tough, but my my guards, uh, Dimitri and Statson, they are a bit uh, they tend to finish many arguments.
Fair enough. Hmm. Well, now we have a bit more something. Now we have a bit more of what to look for. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. And he finally finishes the tattoo um on Jade's shoulder, and she touches it and sort of rubs it and is like, wow, it doesn't even hurt. It feels like it's always been there. That is my talent, Sha. I would still keep it clean in the days to come, but you were a lovely canvas. And he sort of gives her another kiss, another bisou, and lets her up off the chair. Jade walks back over to Marcus and just sort of excitedly shows him. What do you think?
It looks lovely. And he cups her chin. Just about as lovely as you.
Boo!
She she blushes and sort of smiles and leans into your hands. Anatole, I'm assuming you've zoned out again?
He was enraptured in the process. Now that it's done, he's just been staring at Xavier.
Ophelia.
You feel someone touching your hair.
He turns to see who it is.
You see the very pale, sort of feathery hair girl staring at you and sort of stroking or like holding a strand of your hair.
Can I help you?
She opens her mouth, but she does not speak. She makes a chirping noise, like a bird.
Interesting. You can keep petting
I
me if
see
you want.
Birdie has taken a liking to you. And Xavier comes over and sort of smiles. The feathery haired girl sort of stands up and sort of comes back to his side, and he sort of pats her head and smooths down her hair. She sort of, you can see her hair actually move as if it is feathers, sort of a bird sort of lifting its feathers in order to preen itself.
She's so pretty.
She is one of my finest works.
You made her?
I did. Would you believe that she used to be a poor abandoned songbird on the side of the road? Many aspiring musicians come to New Orleans, but not all of them can be the next Louis Armstrong, can they?
Fair enough.
So you're
So-
charitable.
In a sense, I gave her new purpose, and in turn, she is one of my pride and joys of art. And he smiles and sort of kisses her cheek, and Bertie sort of chirps again, sort of letting out a little bit of a song, almost between a nightingale and a canary.
Do you do piercings?
I do.
Wonderful. I have a request, please.
You can see that glimmer in his eye, and he's immediately in front of you and says, "What is your request?"
I'm going to draw something up very briefly. And he like pulls out a napkin or something that he grabbed when we were back at the bar and just starts scribbling shit on it.
Of
Hands it
Bertie
off to
comes up again and offers you a notepad.
Oh, that's much better. Thank you.
Ophelia's gonna
As
go.
scribble shit down, hands it off to him.
Ophelia goes through her wallet real
He
quick.
takes it and looks at it. Describe what it is.
I've drawn him with piercings before. Let me nab it.
Ophelia does take out her like wallet and takes like a
Excellent.
20 and like slips it into like the tip jar for Xavier.
Nice.
She does this every time because it's like, even though like the payment is information for a canvas, she still is a decent person and gives him a little something.
Oh wait, Duncan, I think I still have that photo.
Oh, I found one. Let me grab it. I have like a lot of really old ones of him with his piercings, but not a lot of new ones. Here, I'll put it in chat. There we go. He thinks having fake vampire fangs would be funny, and he's right.
Wait, you mean like the vampire bites? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes. You can see Xavier sort of beaming, and he offers you a hand to help you to the chair.
He sits very primly. He's like kind of excited. He's always wanted piercings, but it's just been like completely unfeasible up to this point. And also, he's had a very bad series of nights and would like to have some autonomy back.
Yes. Anatole, have you been around long enough to sort of experience, I guess, well, you would... I don't know how long lidocaine has existed.
Hang on, I got you.
Yeah, let's look that up real fast.
Damn! Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely.
how long is...
Lidocaine first synthesized between 1943 and 1967.
No, Anatole is older than that, so he would not have experienced it.
I'm older than lidocaine.
I mean, it's not that hard. So is Betty
But-
White.
As Xavier works on you, Anatole, it's almost as if your face goes numb. There's no pain, there's almost no feeling at all, except for the slightest bit of pressure as he does the 2 bridge piercings and the 2 vampire piercings and the final piercing below your lip. It only takes a few minutes. He's very quick, he's very precise. The numbness fades and he hands you a mirror.
Can I see?
No.
That is what the mirror is for, Sha.
Ah,
Can vampires see themselves in mirrors?
yeah, that was the
Yes.
main question.
Most of them can. I say most of them.
Most of them.
I've done an amazing thing. He repeats the same thing notion that Xavier's done basically everyone in the room at this point.
He returns it, and he also sort of like takes a look at your hair, sort of the crazy that is really dead. He notices, he notices having dyed your hair recently.
Yeah, he probably would have done it in like the past week or so.
He notices your hands still have some dye stains on them. He sort of looks between them and the hair and says, I can fix this for you if you like as well.
Really?
Yes. Just describe to me the color.
And he goes through the process of describing what color he prefers his hair to be. It is fair to say at this point that if this man wanted Anatole to murder someone for him, he would.
Lovely. Is your hair up by any chance?
I'd probably take it down after the party was over.
Yeah, so he sort of guides you to lean back in the chair, and he moves behind the chair and he gently guides his hands into your scalp. And he just sort of rubs it, and that same sort of numb, tingling feeling progresses wherever he spreads his fingers, and anyone observing sees that from the roots outward, it's almost as if a marker was touched to the edge of a page. A rich sort of strawberry pink color starts to start from the roots and slowly form its way down until it is complete. And there's even a little bit of a luster to it that wasn't there before, almost feeling the damage that had been done by the dye in years past. It is perfect. And Anatole, you wake up and you have a mane of strawberry pink hair.
Anatole straight up kisses him.
Like, on the lips?
On the lips. It is grateful and it is deeply Slavic.
I knew you would be very happy with that. Xavier is surprised, but he doesn't fight it. He lets it continue as long as you wish and sort of pats you on the head and says, "You are one of the most eager canvases that I have met, Shah. Thank you."
You're a beautiful man and your work is just as divine. Thank you.
Victoria, how do you feel about seeing all of this?
He's a little bit shook and shocked, but rolls with it, I guess.
Xavier looks to you and sort of appraises you.
Don't even think about it, okay? I don't need anything done. I'm perfect.
He holds up his hands and says, "All right, I will not press any further.
Thank you.
I have learned my lesson already." And he looks to Ophelia with a grin.
And she like rolls her eyes like,
Thank you all. I hope I have been some help to you on your quest.
You have. I appreciate it.
Please, my home is your home. Please return whenever you wish.
Ophelia gives a nod and she's like, alright guys, let's head out.
I will say that it is an hour, well, it's 2 hours to sunrise.
Shit. She looks at like her watch. Oh shit.
Anatole, you get a message from Casimir. Victoria, you similarly get a message from Leon. Whoever wishes to be addressed first, I will describe the messages.
I'll look at my phone. He's in a good mood.
Casimir has messaged, 2 hours to sunrise, where are you?
Anatole, instead of his usual way of texting, which is not texting, is going to reply with a coming home soon, heart, 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 heart. And then he's gonna drop his phone into his pocket.
You see a flash of typing for a second before it stops, and you turn off your phone.
Gods.
Victoria, you get a message from Leon. Hey, checking in. How is everything going?
She'll probably text back, OMG, you're so sweet. And then in a second text message, just met the weirdest guy. And then in a third text message, probably gonna be home soon. And then in like a fourth text message, XOXO.
Gossip girl.
Yeah.
Leon sends you a thumbs up and says, and then after that says, need me to pick you up?
She'll probably say, yes, that would be so good.
He messages back, cool, drop the address and I'll be there.
She sends him a pin.
Nice. Marcus, Ophelia, anything that you would like to do?
Ophelia's gonna, again, pull out her phone, call Tony. Hey, how's the night?
Hey, sorry I seem a little drained. I just had my shifty. Feeling good. Slow night. No assholes.
Alright, well that's good. Go ahead and, go ahead and don't even bother splitting the tips. Whatever I was supposed to make, you go ahead and take.
Aw, Ophelia, you know I can't do that to you. This is like the third night in a row.
Listen, I live at the bar. I already barely pay rent. You got a family to take care of. You got people who need to deal with. Go ahead.
You're a saint, Ophelia, and I'll make sure to leave the back door open for you before you get back. Just remember to lock up when you're done. The owner should still be there, just doing inventory.
I appreciate it. Can you have Danny the cook make me something? She doesn't eat, but she has them make her food to like, so that they don't catch on. Like, do you think you could have Tony make me a little something?
Deluxe burger with extra onion?
Yep, you know it.
Alrighty, I'll send it in to him. He's just about to close up the kitchen, so, he can whip something up real fast before he cleans the grill.
Perfect. Alright, you get home
Hey,
safe.
Danny! Hey, Danny, make Ophelia as usual. Come on, I just started removing the grease trap. You heard me. And finally, he sort of comes back to you and says, alright, you get back safe, you hear?
Yep, you get home safe too.
Alright, adios. And
See.
he hangs up.
She hangs up herself, and she looks at her shaker, sees that it's empty, and is like, I should probably stop by the butcher. Or the mortuary. Or just tear some random dude's heart out.
Alright, Marcus? What are you up
now
to?
that, now that he's calmed down, he's gonna walk up to X and be like, hey,
Xavier.
Xavier,
Mm-hmm.
one request.
Yes?
How would you like a blank canvas.
A blank canvas. Is that... Uh... Sorry, I'm trying to find the words. And, what is it that you want in return?
He looks back at Jade. I want your art. I have not been touched by a needle. Arms, back, legs. Never been once tattooed before.
Hmm.
Your art is beautiful. You've made
He
my crown
grins.
jewel even brighter. And I personally would like to apologize for being rude in your establishment and allow you to tattoo me tomorrow night.
The transgression is forgotten, but you are always welcome here, as is your jewel. I shall
I'm
make
a
the
little-
appointment for tomorrow night.
Marcus gives a little bow and then leans in. I want you to do a piece from arm to arm, including my shoulders. Can you do that?
He nods. I will have something for you.
Perfect. And with that, Marcus will leave.
Lovely. Jade follows after you, and she, like, sort of stops you, and she's like, "Oh gosh, I didn't even pay him." And she like starts rummaging for like her purse. But Xavier just holds up a hand. You're a pleasure to have in my chair, and it is already been paid for. And he gives a wink to Ophelia.
She again, like,
Jade is sort of flustered, but nods, and she like rummages around and she slips like a 20 into his hand, which he takes. You are too kind. Does anyone else want to do anything as they leave?
no.
All right. So you all head back to your havens. Ophelia, you reach the bar. The burger is still hot on the counter for you under the heat lamp. The owner is doing inventory. All the others have left. All the dishes are done. The bar is clean.
She walks over to the owner. It's like, she's like, easy night.
Yeah, pretty easy. How about you?
Crazy. I'm not much for these
Hmm.
froofy types, but someone called in a favor, so I'm helping them out with it.
Did your secret admirer come by?
No, he did not.
He is creepy.
You're fucking telling me.
Hmm.
She will take the burger and say, "I'll see you tomorrow night."
Good night. And she sort of waves and goes back to her chores.
Ophelia like goes down to her apartment, locks the door, and slips the burger into the garbage while putting the plate in the sink. She just sits on the chair and is like, "Ah, fucking hells."
You get a message on your phone.
She lifts it up and takes a peek.
It's from your other contact that you sent the message to.
And she opens it up.
Hey Ophelia, sorry for getting back to you late. I think I know. Sorry, remind me above board. What was the contents of your original message?
It was just, hey, I need your help with something. If you've seen if you have you seen this girl around, or anyone who knows who might seen her? If you do, let me know.
Your contact. Remind me of his name.
Oh, this is Madam Whisper.
Oh,
She messaged Madam
you
Whisper.
get a message from Madam Whisper. I personally haven't seen her, but I think a couple other girls have. They shoot off some of the Johns that were trying to size her up. We had to chase off a couple of other guys. They were trying to put her to work, but I knew you wouldn't let that stand. We scared them off.
And she's like, did they mention anywhere where they might be going, or did you see them perhaps?
Nah, they got into an old beat-up sedan and sped off, I think towards the warehouse district. I can look on the cameras for like a license plate or something, but they were pretty quick about leaving once they found us out. We scoped out the area and made sure there wasn't anything untoward. We did see some guy. He was a little bit loopy. I don't know. He had like a little bit of blood on his neck, but I don't know. He didn't have any wounds on him, so he must have just scratched himself while shaving or something.
And
He thought he was drunk, but he seemed to snap out of it in a while and was wondering what was going on.
She taps her chins and she nods and she messages back, "Thanks. If you get any more information, let me know. Keep the girls and the guys," and she puts that in like parentheses. "Keep the girls and the boys safe as well. You guys
You got it, hun.
You guys bring it. You guys are the ones that keep the playboys coming in," said.
You got it, honey. And she gives like a little kissy face heart.
Ophelia's gonna plug her phone in, just and she's gonna then she's gonna pick up the remote to her TV. She's gonna turn it on. She's like, "All right, time to watch reruns of Bully Beatdown," which was an actual show, by the way. That was an actual fucking show.
Cool.
That's fucking
All right.
great.
Marcus, you walk back to your car with Jade in tow. She's gushing about her new tattoo. You get to where you parked your car. And then you see a woman standing outside. It's the Primogen. Pythea.
Oh. Hello. He gives a little bow.
Are you Marcus?
Yes, I am.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. I saw you with the little prince's troop.
Yes, the prince had a favor.
Tell me, darling, I don't recognize you as one of my own. Were you sired here or somewhere else?
Philadelphia.
Philly. I see. Around what time, darling?
1945.
A good year. Well, I won't keep you up from getting on home. It was very nice to meet you, and I'm sure you'll make a wonderful addition to the Camarilla. And she sort of curtsies and gets into another car, and it drives off.
He opens up the door with this like puzzled look on his face. Just was that strange? I feel like that was a little strange.
I didn't think so. I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of flattering. Wasn't she one of the higher-ups that was over here?
She was.
Huh. I don't know, maybe she likes you. Or, like, maybe you impressed her somehow.
Could be a possibility for sure.
Well, let's get home.
Yes, let's. And he opens the car door for her.
She smiles and she gets in. So you drive back to your apartments. Victoria. Soon enough, you are picked up by Leon. He kind of just sort of like pops the horn twice, just like gently, like a beep beep.
She'll go let herself in, but instantly be like, you could come let a girl in.
Look, darling, it's an hour to sunrise. We gotta at least get home, get settled.
All right,
You
whatever.
don't want to be out in the You don't want to be out in the sun for long. Trust me. I've seen some buddies get real messed up because of it. You know the scary looking guy, Casimir?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what the sun does to you. The big scar he has on his face. He got stuck in the sun too long. He can never fix that.
Ew. Gross.
Yeah, so we best hurry. And he starts driving back to his apartment. Anatole, you are the last one standing. Where do you go?
I'll finally call Max and be like, hey, come around, please. My business is done for the evening.
Hey, I'll be right there. And he quickly comes to pick you up. He gets out. He looks a little bit better. He's a bit flush. He like looks around and he gives you a quick hug. You catch a whiff of cigarette smoke on him.
Anatole, at whatever part of like near his face he can get to, is just gonna kiss him gently and like, I hope your night wasn't too terrible having to deal with him.
No, it was mostly running errands for the household. Wow, you look great.
Thank you.
I love the hair. I guess we could just sit around and braid each other's hair, huh?
I would like that very much. Do you think you'll have free time anytime soon?
Maybe I could sneak away tomorrow night. See if I can. I'll see if I can set something up with Mickey.
All right. Well, tonight I will be going back to me and Casimir's place. So.
Yeah, I saw him. He was yelling something awful fierce at one of the other servants, just sort of frantic. I saw another guy being dragged in. He was not looking hot. His nose was bleeding, and he was, I don't know, high off his ass on something.
He must be pretty mad.
More like stressed. You said there was like that big hootenanny going on.
Yeah. He had to talk to all of his coworkers.
Yeah, work parties always suck.
And
Well,
apparently
let's get
he
going.
hasn't been doing his job lately. And he's gonna
What do
kinda
you mean
slide
by
in the
that?
car. You know
What do you
this
mean by
big
that?
lady? The big nice lady that we met tonight? She was told. She
Who?
walked me around. You weren't there. She was very cool. We talked a lot. She had a lot of cool ideas, and I think I'm going to be thinking about her for a minute. She is doing Casimir's job for him, and he doesn't like it.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Just because
What's her
she
name?
can.
What's she like?
Ophelia.
Ophelia sneezes.
Ophelia. That name rings a bell.
She runs The all of it, the stuff here, all of it.
But Bourbon Street?
Yeah.
Damn. She sounds real mean. But,
She's
you
not
know,
mean
I'll-
at all. She's kind of a little sweetie, actually.
Turn on, you motherfucker! Just banging her TV.
That's well, I'm glad that you made a friend tonight. Let's I guess we can form some kind of plan. I'll go through Mickey so
I'll just say I
Kev
want
don't
to
get
go
too suspicious.
early. You know? I'll say I'm taking initiative or something. I don't know.
That
He wants me to be good at the job, so I'll pretend to be good at the job.
yeah, that makes sense. All right. Whatever you do, I'm here for you. And he smiles.
You're so cute.
At a stoplight, he leans over and kisses your cheek.
You spoil me.
I'm either the luckiest or stupidest human alive.
Two things can be true.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. You two keep chatting on the way back to the manor. You get home. Kaz is in his study. You can hear him rummaging around frantically. You can also hear a growling noise and then a short cry of pain before a thud is heard.
Angel's gonna open the door.
It
Did
is.
you...
It is organized chaos. There are stacks of paper everywhere in neat piles, and there is a semi-comatose mortal on the floor with powder in his nose. And Kaz is over his desk, just sort of like frantically going through papers, scanning each thing.
Miri?
His head snaps up and he looks at you. Oh, hey.
Are you doing okay?
He sort of stands up and he like brushes his hair back. I am fine. Did you learn anything tonight?
Mm-hmm. I learned lots of things. Sweetheart, are you going to continue working until the sun comes up?
I was planning to go to. He trails off and then he sees your hair and your piercings, and you see his eyes almost bug out of his head. What did you do?
Lots of things. It was for information. Moving on. Sunrise. Are you going to bed anytime soon?
He is just gobsmacked, just staring at you wide-eyed. How? Who?
It doesn't matter really. It's the whole thing.
It does matter, and he slams his hand on the table. They have completely ruined your aesthetic.
My aesthetic. Is it my aesthetic or your aesthetic? Because I feel very upheld at the moment.
You look so. He kind of like groans, and then he checks his pocket watch. Click, 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 click. He sort of like shuffles the papers and is trying extremely hard to keep himself composed. We will talk about this tomorrow night. And he just sort of storms past you to his room.
He takes a deep breath, kind of composes himself and walks off to his own room.
Lovely. You go back to your room. The curtains are drawn, everything's made up for bed. Even a fresh pair of pajamas are laid out on the edge of the bed. Yeah, everything is pretty. It's neat, not exactly as you left it. You know, like it's been serviced, but it's like not too dissimilar to how you left.
He's gonna intentionally fuck some stuff up as he goes back to his bed, and he's just gonna fall asleep with his suit on.
Nice. All right. And as you all settle back down into your havens, you all fall into the day sleep as the sun begins to rise above New Orleans. And that, my friends, is where we end tonight's episode of this chronicle.
Woo!
What did you guys think?
And